Good afternoon, everybody. Let us wait for another 5 minutes. Okay. So let your friends join. So I'll be continuing with the session.
सेक्शन हाँ
Yes. Let us start with the session today. Okay. Hope everybody are clear with the concepts. I got some of the assignments submitted for me, which I have done in the last previous two sessions, right? So anybody is having any doubts regarding the other three sessions? Previous sessions, I hope everybody here have attended it. And hoping that everybody has understood the concept, I'll move forward. Okay, please, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the last 10 minutes of the session. Okay, including the particular session which I'm going to cover today. Okay, so now, till now, in this 3 sessions, we have tried to complete the home tab like almost 50%, right? So we know the orientation. In the orientation, I have given the introduction to the Excel, right? After that, the second session, I tried to cover the screen components, and along with the first tab, that is file tab, in which we're going to see different ways, right? So in which different options in which we can create a new workbook, we can open an already existing workbook, and also how to import and export all those other stuffs, and also we can how to protect our sheets, right? So sheets, workbook, and other sheet structures. So now the next session we have covered, session 3 we have covered almost home tab, different formatting options, right? So now today's session, that is session 4, we are trying to cover, okay, so style group. Okay, so styles, what we have, okay, in that we have conditional formatting, format as table, cell styles. So what does this particular style group is going to provide us? So as you know, this particular style group, it is present in the home tab ribbon. It is present in the home tab ribbon, and it is the fifth group that we can see in our Excel sheet. This is the fifth group that is present in our home tab ribbon. Okay, and why it is useful? See, basically we have seen how to format our sheets. Formatting is nothing but you can change the color of a cell, you can change the color of the font, you can increase the size of the font, all those basic stuff we have seen, right? So now the little more advanced level in formatting, more that we call it as conditional formatting here. Okay, so conditional formatting, along with that you can convert your set of data into a table. Okay, and also we can assign different, okay, styles for that particular table or even a particular individual cells. Okay, so now in this style group we are going to cover this. Okay, and after that I'm going to cover cells. Okay, cells in that particular group, insert, delete, and format. And also here you have different options available, which we are going to cover in this day. And also the final group in the particular home tab is editing. So wherein you have different auto sum, means you have a formulas to be used there that can be used. Fill series, all those options are available. Clear. So how do you clear the data, content, format, whatever the options? So different options available under that clear, and we have a sort and filter option, and find and select. That will be the last option, last group in our particular tab. Okay. So now we'll start with, as I told you, conditional formatting. Okay. So now let us move to our Excel sheet. Okay. So now so the first one, as I mentioned for you, it is conditional formatting. Okay, so as you can see, the styles group on the in the home tab, it contains conditional formatting. Once I click on this, there you can find the arrow mark symbol there. Once I click on that, as you can see, there are highlighting the cell rules, top bottom rules, data bars, color scales, icon set. So all these things we are going to see, but let us understand why this conditional formatting will be helpful for us. Okay, see, I have a column here. As you can see, I have mentioned different ages there. I have mentioned different ages here. Okay, so I just want to highlight a particular cell, or I just want to know. Okay, I just want to make understand to the people. See, not to others, even for us, we can also see, like once I close this workbook and again I want to come back and search for the particular details. I just want to know the important points from that data. I just don't want to read the complete data. See, here I'm showing you just one or two data that is available for us. But if at all you get into any office, you will have a data in thousands or lakhs together, right? You will have a large database available for you in which you just want some of the data that needs to be analyzed. So what do you do then? We can format it according to the conditions. See here, I have the ages, different ages here, right? So now I just want to see I just want to highlight this cells in which age is, okay, see, age is greater than 18. I just want to see the cells in which the age is greater than 18. Okay, so the conditional formatting option here, it is going to provide us, see, as you can see, once I click on conditional formatting and I select this first option, highlight cell rules. So this contains different conditions that can be checked there. Okay, different, I'll repeat. Once I click on this conditional formatting, I can see highlight cell rules, which will be providing me option to highlight our particular cells by using different conditions. So now, what are the conditions we can see? Greater than, lesser than, between, equal to, text that contains a date occurring, and duplicate values. See, we'll go one by one here. Some of them I'm going to show you here. See, now I just want to apply this greater than, okay, in which I'm checking for the cells. I want to highlight the cells in which age is greater than 18. Okay, so now I'll just click on this greater than. As you can see, a dialog box will appear. Okay, a dialog box will appear in which it asks, okay, format cells that are greater than, that is the condition, greater than, and here by default it is showing me 48. Okay, you can just edit that option, okay, and give your own number to that, So now as I told, I require greater than 18. So I will mention 18 here, okay, and width, you have an option here saying width, and the next box contains, I want to highlight the cells with some colors, right? So I want to highlighting means with different options available, formatting tools. So now here I have a formatting option which will ask me whether you want to fill those cells in which age is greater than 18 with light red color or with dark red text. Light red fill, that means the cell will be filled with light red and the text will be written in dark red. So if you want, you can just select this only. See, I have selected the condition greater than 18 and the cells to be filled with light color and the text to be in dark color, right? Dark red color. Now just observe the column. As I have given 18 itself, the cells already have been highlighted. It is just a preview that is showing you here directly. Okay, it is already applied. So now just check out whether it is correct. See, 18 it won't consider because we are checking the condition greater than. So 18 it is not going to consider. 6, no, because it is less than 18, right? And 12 also it is less than 18. So only these 3 boxes are left out and all others, as you can check, all are, the ages are greater than 18. So like this, you can give a condition and fill the cells or highlight the cells with different colors. Okay, so if at all you want to give separate or different color, just click on this drop down, that is the arrow mark present here. Just click on that and select whichever color you want. Okay, if I say yellow fill with dark, that also can be done. With only red text, if you want, you can just select that. Okay, so now I have taken light red fill with dark red text, or you can just, if you don't want any of these option, okay, just go to custom format here. That is the last option, custom or format. If you click on that, it will take you to the colors palette. Okay, so again here you can choose the cell colors. I'll just go with yellow so that the highlightation will be seen. Okay, just click on that. If you want to change the font color, you can do it. Okay, I have just selected the fill color. That means the cell color I'm going to change. The font color also you can change. Okay, so I'll just click on OK here. As you can see, the color of the cells is changed, right? So the custom format which I have applied is yellow. Okay, once everything is done, just click on OK. So your actual cells will be highlighted. So now as you can see, the highlighted cells are having ages greater than 18. Similarly, Okay, so now I'll just go to the same option. I'll just select the column here. I just want to apply. I want to check the ages less than 18. So what I do, I'll just same option, conditional formatting, go to highlight cell rules and again select less than symbol. Again, as you can see, the same dialog box will appear. And since there is 48 by default, see here, the cells have been arranged similarly. Now I'll just change the cell. See the previous format, what I had done, it remains same. Okay, now I'll just change it to 18, that is less than 18. And I'll just try to fill it up with different color, green fill with dark green. So as you can see, I'll click on OK. See, place the cursor somewhere. As you can see, 18 is left out, only 6 and 12 is remaining. That means I am checking for the ages lesser than 18. So only these two cells will be highlighted. Okay, so these yellow cells are for greater than 18 condition, and these two green cells are for lesser than 18. Okay, so now similarly, if I just want to check for the age equal to 18, again I go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and you have option as equal to symbol. Okay, again it will ask you for the same option. The same dialog box will appear in which it asks for format cells that are equal to, I'll just mention it as 18 here because I am left with that cell. So I'll just give it as 18 and I'll change the color here. If you want, you retain this thing, or I'll just give it as red text. Okay, or only the text will be changed. Red border also you can change, light red fill, or I'll just custom, I'll just choose red from the custom support. Okay, I'll just click on OK there. Okay, I'll click on OK here. Okay, I didn't select the column, I guess. Okay, so I'll just select it, go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. Here I'll choose for equal to symbol and make it as 18. Okay, so now as you can, I have selected, right? So it is already showing me with red light. So just click on OK, and the particular cell have been, the color of the particular cell has been changed. It is filled with light pink, light red, and the text will appear in the dark red. Okay, so now this is how your conditional formatting highlight cell rules will apply for the greater than condition, lesser than condition, and equal to condition. Okay, so now I'll just remove one of the formats here. I'll just remove the formats. I'll show you how to do that later again. Okay, so now again I'll select the column here. I'll go to conditional formatting and I want to check the age between 30 to 50. I want to check for the ages, person's age between, okay, people's age between 30 to 50 or 40 to 50, anything is fine. Go to conditional formatting. First of all, you need to select the column as I said, go to conditional formatting, select highlight cell rules, and the third option available is between. Okay, just go to that and select, and you have the same dialog box that is appearing. By default, you're going to have some other numbers, so you can change it according to your will. Okay, so as I said, I want to check for the ages between 30 and 50, right? So I'll give the first range as 30 and 30 and 50. Okay, just change the cell number there. Okay, and again you can just change with the colors. This applies same thing. Okay, I'll just go to this one, select green or red, whatever the color you want to choose, click on OK. Okay, so the number I'm selecting, I'm trying to highlight the cells in which contains the number between 30 to 50, 30 and 50. Just click on OK, and you can see the highlighted cells here which has the number, see, 30 to 50, right? You don't have any, this is 56, it is ruled out, 78 is ruled out, 68, 90, 23, 18, 6, 12. So all this doesn't come in between 30 to 45. That is why only two cells have been highlighted according to my condition, right? So that is why it is known as conditional formatting. Okay, so similarly, see, this first column is done wherein I am checked for greater than, lesser than, equal to, and between, right? So do we have anything else there? Yeah, so we have text that contains. text that contains. So to do that, see, I'll just select this column. What is that? See, I'll go to conditional formatting, go to highlight cell rules. Again, select this text that contains. And here, I can give a specific text here, which I want to choose, which I want to highlight. It is basically what? We are going to highlight a particular text from the data or set of data. Okay, now I have, by default, it is Monday. You can just go with Tuesday, Thursday, anything. Okay, just give it as Tuesday and you can change the formatting option. Okay, click on OK. So only the text which, the cell which contain the text TUE will be highlighted here. Okay, as you can see, only 2 cells are there which have TUE as the text, right? So similarly, if you want any other text also, you can just go to this, select the column, go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and select text that contains and give the text. Let it be Monday only. Okay. And if you want, you can just fill it out with different colors. Okay. Click on OK. And only this cell, particular Monday, have been filled out. Okay. Like this, only if you have to highlight some text, you can go with this option. Okay. So now regarding the dates. So how it works, just select it. We will see the options for that. Conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. After the text contains, you have a condition option called as a date occurring. A date occurring. So click on that. It will ask you format cells that contain a date occurring yesterday, today, tomorrow, in the last 7 days, last week, this week, next week, last month, this month, next month. See, these type of formatting will help you. See, if at all we have something like NICT, have set of students got the admission done, right? So I just want to check for the students who has to pay the fees in by this week, So what do I do? See, I have from the date starting from 5th to 14th, right? So almost it contains this week dates. So now what I will do, I'll just select this week. I have the option as this week. I'll just select that so that particular student details, if you have a complete cell, okay, I'm just going to see here, it is just condition, it is highlighting the cells. But if at all you select the particular range, so then if at all you have student details there, the complete row itself will be highlighted, right? Similarly here, I am choosing to format the cells based on the date occurring in this particular week. So I have chosen this week here so that particular cell which contain the dates that is occurring in this week will be highlighted. Okay, I repeat. So here, once I select the column and select this option, date occurring, and select the option here, this week, what happens in this column? Okay, the Excel is going to highlight the cells which contain the date which will occur in this particular week. Okay, so that it will be helpful for me. Okay, it will be helpful for me to understand who has to pay the fees in this particular week. Understood? Okay, so I can also change the color here once I showed you, right? So similarly, you can just change the color. Okay, just go with okay, so I'll just click on OK, and as you can see, these, okay, we'll just you can just give a separate color or different colors. Okay, as you can see, this week started with 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Up to this, in this particular week will appear. That is the meaning of this. Okay, so date occurring, I hope everybody has understood. Okay, so now see, the next one in this highlight cell rules is duplicate values, right? Duplicate values. See, this one, it is for highlighting. It is for highlighting the duplicate values from that particular set of data. Okay, particular set of data. Now see, I'll just clear the formats. I'll show you how to do that later again. So I have cleared everything. I'll just select this column and I want to see which are all the data which is duplicated or repeated. Okay, that those kind of repeated values, we call it as duplicate values, right? So now in this particular column, as you can see, Monday is only one time, Tuesday it is appearing 2 times, and Wednesday again 2 times. Okay, Monday is also 2 times we have. So we'll just see the duplicate cells in which there are occurrence of the same text for multiple times. It may be text, it may be number, it may be anything. Okay, since I have duplicate elements in this column, I'm going to do the conditional formatting here itself. So select the column, go to conditional formatting, select highlight cell rules again, and go to duplicate values. Okay, so which duplicate values you want to see? Here there are again two ways, two options. Duplicate values also you can mark, or unique values. First we will see duplicate. Okay, I have selected duplicate values. Go and fill with the different colors. Okay, just select, I'll select it as red. I'll click on OK. And as you can see, only the repeated ones. Okay, I'll click on OK. Okay, I think, one second. Yeah, there was formatting done for that. So just we'll clear that formatting again. We'll just apply it. Okay. So now, okay. So now I'll just select it again. Go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate values, fill with different colors. I'll make it as red. Click on OK. So as you can see here, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday it is repeated, right? So that is why I'm going to get the repeated values. Okay. See, I'll just close it. Okay, I didn't apply the rule. Okay. So now I want to see unique values from that particular column. Unique values means which is never repeated in that table or set of range. Okay. So again, select the column, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, go to duplicate values itself. Here, change the option to unique. Select the color. Okay, just I'll fill it with red. So click on OK. And as you can see, it is highlighting only these 4 because Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday are repeated here. So you're going to get only the unique cells. Okay, unique cells with different unique values. Okay, so this is about your conditional formatting with highlighting the cell rules, highlighting the cells with different rules. That is what it means. Okay, highlighting different cells with rules. Okay, wherein we are applying different conditions. What are the conditions we can apply? Equal to condition, greater than condition, lesser than condition. Okay, and we can also go with some particular text, right? And also we can select the duplicate values or unique values. Okay, I hope everybody has understood. Please take down this like a screenshot or something so that you can apply the same table. Okay, you can use the same table and apply those conditional formatting and see how and check how it works. Okay, so now we'll go to the next one. See, I have a column here with the different numbers. Okay, and I have the option here as top bottom rules. Top bottom rules in which I have these many options again, sub options like top 10 items, top 10%, bottom 10 items, bottom 10%, above average, below average. See what happens if in order to see we in a company they will be doing different sales and they want to know the performance of each employee and all those stuff, right? Or even in schools or colleges, they will be seeing top 10, or from university itself, they want to see the performance of top 10 students. The result will be announced and they want to check out for the top 10 or top 5 or top 3, like that, top 3, like toppers we call, right? So with highest marks, we want to check the students with highest mark, top 3, top 4, top 5, we say, right? So like that, here also we can apply that top and bottom rules for the particular range of cells, okay, or particular range of column or rows. Okay, now we'll just select this one, select this column in which I have given 10, 20, 30, 40 up to 100. We'll see how to set. See, I'll go to conditional formatting option, top bottom rules, select top 10 items. Okay. As you can see, I have given only 10 rows, right? I have given only 10 rows. So it will consider all the items for the top 10 for being in top 10. That means we are formatting the cells that rank in the top, right? So it may be top 10, or you can also decrease it or increase it according to your requirement. So now what I will do, I'll just try to decrease it since I have only 10 rows. Okay. I just want top 5. I'll just decrease it. So as you can see, the cell have been highlighted, which are having top 5 values, right? So it is 100, 90, 80, 70, and 60. These 5 cells are considered for being top 5. Okay, so just click on OK and the cells will be highlighted for you. Okay, in this 5 cells, we are having top 5. See the values. The Excel is going to consider top 5 according to the values itself. See, we are not going to do anything explicitly. We are just selecting the conditional formatting. That's all. Everything else, okay, it is only analyzing each and everything there. So who has the highest value? Who all will become, or who all will be ranked between this particular top 5 positions. So all those things is done by Excel itself. We are not going to do anything. Okay. What we're doing, just select the column in which you want to highlight the cells, right? So just select the column here, go to conditional formatting, select the top bottom rules, top 10 items. You're going to have the highlighting the cell with top 10, top 5, top 6, anything you want. Okay. So now you can even change the things. See, by default, it is going to show you 10, and you can even bring it down or take it upper side. Okay, anything is fine. So I'll just click on OK for 5, top 5. Okay. Similarly, you can also do it for bottom 10. See who has scored least. I just want to check the performance of the students who is in the last 5 positions. Okay, so what do I do? Same operation, same procedure. Select the column, go to conditional formatting, go to highlight cell rules, and then select, go to top bottom rules and go and select bottom 10 items. Okay, bottom 10 items, the same dialog box will appear with the option bottom. That's all. Okay, so now as I said, by default you're going to have 10 there. You can even decrease that here to 5. I'll just try to do it for 5. Now let us change the color of the cell. I'll just customize it. So to some blue. Okay, just click on OK and click on OK here. And as you can see, these are the 5 cells, the data of the 5 cell which come under the bottom list, bottom 5 list of data. Okay, as you can see, we have applied top 5 and top 10 rules. Okay, sorry, top and bottom 5 rules. Okay, so now I'll just clear this so that we can perform other formatting. Okay, so now I'll just select this, go to conditional formatting, and again top bottom rows. You can observe there is top 10%, bottom 10%. So what is that top 10%? See, 10%, top 10% means it becomes 100, right? 100%. Between top 10% means it is 100. If you try to increase it to 20, the 90, between like 90 to 100, it will be, the percentage will become 20%, right? So if I just increase it to 30 again, even our 80%, 80 also will come in under that top 30%, right? If I say 40 again, the 70 also is included under that top 40%, right? Like that, you can apply or highlight the cells with percentage things. Okay, this is, see here I have just continuous data, right? But in the table, you may have different set of conditions. Now, just to make you understand, I'm giving like this. Okay, in a particular range of cells, if you have the numbers, okay, the student has scored like 100 out of 100, they have scored 90%. Okay, if they ask you for top 20%, who are the students have to be highlighted, then the student who has got the percentage between 100 to 90 to 100, he will be coming in the top 10%, right? So like that, you can just highlight the cells with percentage. Okay, so even bottom, if I ask you for bottom, okay, I haven't applied anything, just select this again, go to conditional formatting, select bottom 10%. So it will start with 10. As you can see, the highlighted cell, I'll just make it as more brighter. So here, the bottom 10% will have 0 to 9, right? 0 to 10. So if I try to increase this, bottom 20, it will cover this also. Bottom 30, right? It will cover this also. Like this, you can highlight the percentage cells also, according to the percentage also. Okay, so this is how I'll just click on OK. So the formatting will appear. See, whatever I was doing using the dialog box, it is just a preview. It will not be applied until you click on OK from that dialog box. Okay, so I hope you have all understood up to this, the conditional formatting with highlight cell rules and top bottom rules. So similarly, you have above average and below average here. Okay, we'll just work it out that also. Just select this. I'll just clear the rules. Okay, so select this one. Go to conditional formatting. So what is that? Sorry. So what is that? We need to know the performance of a particular student or an employee if it is above average or below average. Okay, so now just select the column. In the bottom status bar, as you can see, there is an average printed, right? Average is 55. See, once you have 10 to 100 as a number, the average is already calculated by Excel as 55. Average is 55. So I want to highlight the cell which comes below the average and above the average. So average is 55. So numbers starting with 0 to 54 and after 55 we are going to highlight it. So how to do that? I have selected the column here. Again, go to conditional formatting, top bottom rules and select above average or below average. If I select above average, see it is going to show after 50 whatever the cells you have. Okay, and if I select, okay, I'll just fill it with blue here. Okay, this is above average. I'll click on OK. So if you want below average, select the set of cell again, go to conditional formatting, top bottom rules and select below average. So this, okay, I'll just click on OK for this. So it is going to show you the below average cells and it is going to highlight it with the color which we have used for formatting. Okay, so this is below average and this one is above average. So this complete table I have used for conditional formatting with highlight cell rules and top bottom rules with the different options. Okay, anybody is having any doubts on conditional formatting, this table, complete table? Any doubts? Okay, so now I'll just move, hoping that you have understood, I'll just move on to the next topic, that is data bars, icon sets and color scales from the same conditional formatting. Okay, so now see, we have the conditional formatting and you have data bars, color scales and icon sets. Okay, see here, what does this data bars do? See, these data bars are nothing but the bar graph, whatever the graph which you would have seen in different analysis, data analysis. See, what do you mean by graph? It shows the performance, right? It shows the performance of whatever the data you're going to choose. Now, see, I have the number starting from 10 to 20, right? Sorry, 10 to 100. Now, if I choose the data bars, this particular data bar option will give me the performance of each cell there, which again is done by the Excel. See, I may have different set of data here. Just I have taken 10 to 100. Now, as you can see, I'll just select the column here. Again, go to conditional formatting and choose the data bars here. And once you click on this data bar option, by default, whatever the data bar is there, that will be applied. If at all you want to change, you can change with the colors. Okay. So just I'll click on the data bars here. And here there is a gradient fill and solid fill options. This is just according to your colors. Okay, so just click on that, any of this. I'll just go with the first one itself. We'll just go with that. As you can see, okay, just place the cursor somewhere so you can clearly see the graph here. See, there is the graph which is increasing, which is showing the performance of the student, maybe the student or any employee. Okay, so they will see the profit, maybe the profit that is, see, we are going to study about this graphs and charts and everything again. But now, particular column, I have applied this data bar so that it is going to give us the idea like which cell has given a best performance or given a best rule here. Now, see, the first one, it is 10, it is the least. Next 20 has gained little bit of highlighted, right? It is the bar has grown bigger, right? So like that, the data bar has been growing up to 100. The 100th one is completely filled. That is the maximum value that we have in this particular column. So that is why it is filled with, the complete cell is filled with that bar, right? So like this, it is going to show you the performance, the difference, the variations in different values. Okay, so this is our data bars. So just select it. How do you do it? Anybody is having doubts? Please don't unmute until you have any doubts. Okay, so now just select the column here, go to conditional formatting, select data bars. It will give you options to fill out with different colored data bars. Okay, just select any of those. Okay, I'll just change the color here. So as you can see, the color of the particular cells, the column with the data bar has been changed. Okay, so now just select it again. I'll show you why. Go to conditional formatting, data bars, and we have an option called as more rules. Okay, in that, see, all these things again we are going to see. Okay, so here also more rules will show you, will ask you the format style. I am applying data bar, right? The data bar has been used, and show bar only. There is an option called as show bar only. See, I'll just move this aside. As you can see, there are the data available along with the data bar, right? The data along with the bars are available here. I just want to view the data bars. I don't want the data. So what do? I'll just click on this show bar only and click on OK. As you can see, we can view only the data bars without any data present in that. Okay, how did I do that? Just select the column in which you have applied the data bars. Okay, go to conditional formatting, select data bars, go to more rules. There in the format style, since you have chosen data bar, go to show bar only, click on that and click on OK. It will show you the data bars only there, okay, without any data. Okay, so this is how you can apply the data bar, and also you can just make some settings there just to view the things. Okay, just click on then go to conditional data bars with more rules. Okay, I'll just click on the data bar. Okay, so these are the advanced level which we see, the no border, color, all these options you have. See, solid fill, here also gradient fill. You can change the colors from here also. See, it is blue in color. I'll just make it as red or any other colors. Just click on OK, it will be changed to that. Okay, so since I had unchecked the show only the data bar, you have got back the data over there. Okay, so I hope everybody can see this, the data along with the data bar. How did I do? Again, select that, go to conditional formatting. There, here in the more rules, I didn't check this, right? So that is why I didn't check this box. So you got the data back there. That's all, nothing else. Again, I didn't select anything red color or anything. So that is why I got my previous formatting which I had applied. So this is how you can apply data bars. Okay. So now just we'll move on to the next one. That is either you can go with icon sets or color scales. We'll start with icon sets here. Just go to this one. Okay, so conditional formatting, see, icon sets nothing but you will have an arrow mark symbol or a round circle with filled color in it, all those different options. Okay, I'll show you that, you will understand. Okay, select the column, go to conditional formatting, same steps, go to icon sets. So there you have different types of options. You have different shapes. See, directional means you will have arrow mark symbol. Shapes, you will have circle, triangle, diamond shape, anything like traffic signals, the colored, okay, indicators, okay, ratings. See, if I ask you for feedback, I'll just give the option here so that you can just fill out. If you enter 3, the 3 stars will be applied to that. Okay, so we'll just check with the ratings there. Okay, we'll just type 3, 4, 5 here. I just want to apply that icons and sets to this column. Think like that. I'll just select this column, go to conditional formatting, go to icon sets, and I will choose this star. Okay. So see, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, it appears like this. Okay. So now it is not fully filled, right? Like that, you can just even change the icon sets there. Okay. So you can even select this, or what you can view in your mobile phones for the signals, what they give, right? So you can also use this rate for ratings, giving ratings, and also you can use this into tick mark, like that. You can just give any options like this. Okay, give a different colors, traffic signal colors, and different shapes you have, and you have also the arrow mark symbol. Okay, so now here, whatever the directional one I have selected, just think that I have selected the directional signal. See here, 3 has the down arrow bar because it is below the average, right? Average is 4, 3 is below the average, so that is why the direction is in the downwards direction. And average, it averages what? 4, so that is why it is in the mid level. And you have the 5 value which is above the average, that is why it is showing you this upwards directional arrow mark. Okay, like this you can apply the icon sets. Okay, we'll just try to apply that same thing to this column. Okay, select it. How did I do? Just select the column, go to conditional formatting, go to icon sets, and choose whichever the shapes you would like to. Without colors also you can do it. That means with gray color, okay, or with this mountain or something. You can just go with any of the shapes, okay, or even the flags, or even the indicators like this. Okay, anything that applies to your data. Okay, the valid ones, you can just choose it. I'll just go with the directional mark. See here again, this 3 are below average and these are, see, by just looking at it, I can just say these are the, see, you would have observed in the election results when they display it on the screen, right? So they give like this, right? Below, like downwards means they are just in still they haven't got much votes, like that. Okay, and or maybe they have lost the election. Okay, this average means they both are equal, like this means he is leading, or something like that, to indicate different results. Okay, they are going to use the symbols, right? Similarly, to represent a particular condition in this particular set of or collection of data, we can use these icon sets. Icon means these shapes. Icon means these shapes. Okay, so like this we can use this icon sets. Now again, what did we do with data bars? Allow only the data to be seen, or allow only the data bars to be seen. Like that, you can just apply the same rules for icon sets too. How do we do it? Same procedure. Go select the column, go to conditional formatting, go to icon sets, right? And then you can just select more rules. Okay, here the format style which you have chosen as icon sets. Okay, so now you have show icon only. Okay, show icon only option. Just click on that and click on OK. So as you can see that the particular indicator which I chose was different, right? See, the below average has got orange color round circle one, okay, and the average data has got the lighter skin color, like that, and blue color you have in the last 3, that is for above average. Okay, so this is how you can just make visible only the icon sets. Okay, so now again we just have something else to view here. See, I'll just go to conditional formatting here, icon sets, and select more rules. We have different options. Okay, you can even set icons for different values. See, I have different conditions again here. When value is greater than or equal to, I have a condition that is specified 67. You can even change this. Okay, that this is in percentage. You can also make it as number. Okay, just make it as number. And what we will do is here less than or Okay, so we'll just choose for, yeah, we'll just go with one number here. Greater than, if the marks is greater than or the value is greater than 30, I will go with, okay, so different, okay, different options here and click on okay here. So what do? See here, the numbers that are greater than 30 have got this icon set, right? So like this, individually, you can set different icons here based on conditions. See, how did I do? I just want to change the icon for the numbers. So previously, automatically it was taking the average, right? Below average, average, and above average. Now the condition I have set is the numbers greater than 30 should get this upward direction, the arrow mark, and the rest of them will get this round one. Okay, like this, even you can change the icon sets. How did I do that? Select the column, go to conditional formatting, icon sets, and you can go for more rules. Okay, more rules will have by default percentage. Just change the number, just change whatever the conditions you want. Okay, just change it. See, if at all, now you can just select show icon only and give the number below 30 or above 30. Okay, greater than or equal to 30 will have the symbol. Again, change it, something like arrow mark, or even you can just give this arrow mark. Okay, and when lesser than or equal to, when lesser than 30, I have given when lesser than 30. Okay, I'll just remove this number and I'll give it as 30 here. I'm not giving the maximum range. Okay, or you can also give it as lesser than 100 here. Okay, so okay, yeah, we just have 10 to 100, right? So you can just change it like this. I'll just give only one condition there. So when it is less than 30, you're going to get us as round mark, or you can also change this to red mark like this, and this one to green mark. So we'll just have a look at, okay, I didn't enter a value here. Just give it as 30. Click on okay. So as you can see, did it change here? Okay, maybe the condition which I gave was not considered. Okay, just change the condition there to, you can make it as greater than 30 here. Okay, so greater than 33 here, and just select this. If it is less than 30, we'll just change the sign to arrow mark here. Just click on, okay, it is overlapping, so you can just change it to, okay, so now you can even change this icon. Okay, so different icons you can just set according to your wish. Okay, so like that, I just change it to these many. So greater than, this is equal to, I chose that, so that is why it is considered 30 also, and greater than 30 it will consider the rest of them. Okay, so like this you can use the different icon sets. Okay, so we have data bars, we have icon sets for analyzing the data in a, which is giving a better performance, or we are just highlighting the cells according to the performance. Okay, see, everything conditional formatting, it is according to the highlighting of the cell in different ways. Okay, so last column, we'll just use it for the conditional formatting with color scales. Okay, so color scales, it will just color the cells according to the performance, nothing else it is going to change. Okay, just select the color scales going with conditional formatting, color scales. Okay, just choose the colors combination which you want. Okay, so here it is considering below average, above average, right? So just click on the second one. As you can see, right? So from green, it is getting lighter. When it reaches the average, all those average cells, sorry, the cells with average number will have everything in yellow color, and later it is changing it to it is getting brighter, right? So to red. Like that, the cell values will be changed like this. Okay, here you cannot make this data to be hidden, or you can just have the data and the color scales together. You cannot just set the other options which I did for data bars and icon sets. Okay, so this is how we can complete this conditional formatting. I hope everybody has understood up to this. Any doubts you have? Any doubts you have? Anybody? Okay, so now yeah, see, we do have some more rules apart from this. Okay, just go to conditional settings, sorry, conditional formatting, and just select new rule here. See, we have so many of them. We are going to discuss some, one or two here. Then in the advanced level of Excel, we are going to see all those options again. Okay, so I'll just see format only cells that contain. Okay, so I have a table here. I hope everybody can see, in which I have given some data from Monday to Friday who are present and who are absent. I'm just consider them. Now here, I want to apply formatting. I want to highlight only those cells which are present. Okay, who are present. Okay, now I just have this column or yeah, I'll just have this column in Monday. I just want to see who are present for the class on Monday. So I'll just select the column here, go to conditional formatting, new rule, select format only cells that contain. Okay, the cell value, you can just change that to specific text containing. You can here mention P, because I have given the data as P, right? A and P, that's all. Either if at all you want to check for the absentees, just give it as A. If at all you want to check for presentees, whoever present for that session, just give it as P. Now I'll just choose this format option so that I can highlight the cell with different colors. Okay, different colors, or I can also just change the font color. I have just selected the red color over here. Just click on OK. Okay, now just click on OK here. As you can see, the cells has become red, in which the present data is available, right? So the cells are highlighted, okay, with red, in which the P text is available. So how did I do that? Just select the column, go to conditional formatting, select new rule, select format only cells that containing. There it will ask you the cell value, no, the specific text which I want to see. The cell value means it will consider everything. Now I just want to consider P, okay, or A. I'll just change it to A now. Okay, just go to format and select any color which you want to format. Just click on that, click on OK. Here also click on OK. Okay, so previously I had given for P and P, it is overwritten. Okay, don't worry about that. Again, if you want, you can just remove it. So how do I remove that? Just select the column. See, I have done some formatting, right? So just select that, go to conditional formatting, go to clear rules, and you have two options there. Clear rules from selected cells. So this option will delete or clear the cells. Here, this clear option is for just deleting or taking out the rules which we have applied using this conditional formatting. See, I have applied, highlighted the cells with red, right? So here, this formatting I have done using conditional formatting. So I just want to clear those options. So what did I do? Just select the column here. Sorry, just select the column here, go to conditional formatting, clear rules, and select clear rules from selected cells. So it is going to clear the rules which we have applied. What are the rules we have applied? That to highlight the cell which contains P and to highlight the cell which contains A, right? So you can just select this so that formatting which was applied on the column will be removed. Okay, so like this you can just clear. If at all you have done formatting in the entire sheet. See, I have done into the entire sheet, right? So I have just removed for the cell. Now what do I do? Just click on conditional formatting, go to clear rules, and here you can observe there is clear rules from entire sheet. So I have applied the rules for these two tables also, right? These set of range, right? So just go to clear rules, just select clear rules from entire sheet. So click on that. As you can see, the formatting which was done on the entire sheet data has been removed. Okay, did everybody understood this conditional formatting concept? Any doubts you have, let me know. Anybody is having any doubts? Okay, so now we'll just move on to the format as table. Okay. Okay, so format as table, we have different options here. Okay, so format as table means whatever the data, see the plain data which I have written here, I just want to transform this to a table. Okay, how do I do it? See, we have a shortcut for that using Control plus T. So, or you can just go to format as table option and select. So once I click on that, you get different set of table design here. According to your requirement, you can just choose the tables. According to your requirement, you can change the table design. Okay, so we'll just start with the shortcut which I have mentioned here. So how to use this? Just place the cursor on any cell within the data. So to this particular set of data, I want to apply table, right? So I'll just click this, place the cursor inside that. Just click on Control T. Control T. Okay. So by default, what it has done, the previous column also has been selected. So see, once I click on Control plus T, this dialog box will appear. But by default, this column also have been selected, right? So what you can do is, you can select particular range by just dragging and dropping up like this. Just select the columns whichever you want. Now automatically it is going to consider the cells. Okay, it asks you whether your table has an header. See, as you can see, I have given header, right? Name, sales, region, date. So this is nothing but the header, table header. So the column heading will be taken by this. So when it automatically by default it will be selected. If at all you don't want, you can just remove that. But since my table has an header, I'll just click on OK here. See, now as you can see, my set of data has been changed or converted into a table. Okay, so by default, you're going to get this arrow mark symbol here, which is nothing but the filters, which is nothing but the filters. So this sort and filter, I'll just give you the different options available in that also again. Okay, we'll just concentrate on the tables now, then you can just go to the sorting and filtering. Okay, so now see, I have got the table with filter option. If at all you just don't want that, you can remove that. We'll see how it can done later. But now we'll concentrate on the tables. So how to use this? See, renaming the table design tab. So now coming to this design tab. So by default, when I have all these tabs that you can observe from my Excel sheet, you just have file, home, insert, page, layout, formulas, data, review, view, and help, right? So once I place the cursor inside this table, once I place the cursor inside the table, after help, you didn't have any tabs, right? But now as you can see, there is a design tab that appeared automatically. That is because this design tab will appear only when you have the data in terms of tables. Okay, I'll repeat it. So we just don't have any tabs called as design until and unless I have a table here. Okay, so once I place the cursor inside my table, that design tab automatically it appears. So if you want to view the options present in that design tab, just click on it. In the ribbon, you can see the different options. Okay, so now as you can see in the design tab, you have on the left hand side the properties, right? You can even resize this table according to your choice. You can change the name. By default, the name of the table is what? Table 2. You can just give it as, I just gave it as DSCE. Okay, so now, or you can just give it anything like that. Okay, I'll just give it as employee table. Okay, it is an employee table. So I'll just change the name of the table to employee and just click on somewhere. So the name of the table will be changed to employee. Okay, so that is how you can rename the table and you have got the design table. See, as you can observe, if I just place the cursor any outside of my table, see, there is no design tab available for me. So once again, I'll click on the table, design tab, automatically it appears. Okay, so now this is how I can insert a table. See, if at all you're not happy with the designs, what you can see on the right hand side, table styles, you can just go there and select different designs available for you. So based on your requirement, you can just change the, see, I'll just click on this. So the design, okay, I'll just take any other thing. So the color of the cells has been changed. Okay, so now In the design tab, the tab table styles we can change, we can rename the table, and these three options, okay, this portions will be taught to you in advanced Excel. Just concentrate on basic table options what we have. Okay, see this external table and tools table, we are going to see it later. Okay, only thing here is we are going to format our table into desired ones. That's all, nothing else. Okay, so and you have table style options over here. As you can observe, we have header row, total row, banded rows and banded columns, and we have first column and last column. See, automatically, as you can see, your rows or alternative rows have been highlighted, right? So that those are nothing but banded rows. So once if I click on this particular banded rows, see all your cells, all your rows we are with the same color. Okay, so now if I click on banded columns, you can see the alternative columns will be highlighted. See, you can change it according to your wish. Okay, so now header row is available. See this header row, once I created my table itself, I had clicked on it, right? I wanted my table row, header row. So that is why I had already clicked on it. If I just unclick this, as you can see, the header itself has been gone, right? So once I click it back, you will get the header back. Okay, and now if you click on first column, okay, so the first column will be highlighted, the last column, your last column will be highlighted. So once I click on once again the last column, right? Sorry, yeah, the last column with the different designs it will be. Okay, so like that, your first column, last column, banded columns, banded rows. See, display banded rows in which even rows are formatted differently from odd rows. So you have odd rows and even rows in a different formats. That is the meaning of banded rows. Banded means with different style. Okay, so and you have an option here called as total row. You have an option here called as total row. See, once I click on this, once I click on that, as you can observe here, you get a separate total row which is added into your table. It is not done explicitly from me. It is automatically done once I click on this. I'm sorry. Once I click on this, total row option, so automatically it appears here. And as you can see, it is going to show you, see, all this total together, you're going to get the sum as this particular value. It is done automatically. You are not doing anything. So if at all you want it for anything else, see like this, click on it. If you don't want the sum, if you want to count, just click on count. It is going to have the number of rows selected here, the count of the rows. If you just don't want the count, you just want the count number, you can click that. You can also click on max value. It shows the maximum value from that particular column. Okay, if you click on min, it is going to show you the minimum value. Similarly, you have different options over here. Okay, so after that you have filter button. If at all you don't want to apply this filter here, this arrow marks, whatever I have shown you, again I'm going to teach you what is that filters. But if at all you don't want that filters, just click on this filter button. As you can see, those filter button options will be gone. Okay, so like this you can just format your own tables. I hope everybody has understood this formatting as tables. Any doubts you have? Any doubts you have? Anybody? Any topic you just want to repeat or something? I hope everybody are understanding with no doubts. Okay, if I'm being very slow or very fast, let me know. I'll just try to keep up my speed or the pace in a average thing. Okay, so now this is about my format as table. Okay, so next one you have it as cell styles. Okay, next one you have it as cell styles. Okay, see, you can choose different cells here. Okay, you can choose different cells over here with different, see, I'll just select these columns. Go to cell styles. You can apply any of this. If I just give 40% here, see, it will be changed to 40%. See, everything are in same range, so it is going to show you in all blue color. See, you According to your choice, you can just choose the designs over here, whichever is there. Okay, and you have an option called as number format here. See what it does. See, I don't have any comma present in those cells, right? So I'll just select this column from this one. I'll go to format as table. I'm sorry, cell styles. We are finished with format as style, right? So I'll just go to cell styles here and I will select this comma. As you can see, automatically comma appears between all the numbers here. Okay, I by default, I didn't give any commas in between the numbers. So by default, when I click on the cell styles and select the number format, it is going to change that things. Now, if I select currency over here, see, I didn't select the column, sorry. Okay, select the column which you want to apply, select cell styles here and go to currency and click on that. You have the Indian rupees by default. See, again, you can just change the currency over there using the number option, which I already have shown you, right? So here, if you go to currency, see this dialog box launcher, right? Just go to that, select currency over here and select here the symbol, whichever you want to choose. If at all you want to go with Australian dollars, okay, just click on OK. It will be applied. Okay, I hope I didn't select the column there. Okay, no issues. So I think you can practice all those things. Okay, try to put everything, all the concepts, whichever I have taught you till now, when you're practicing these things. Okay. So I hope everybody has understood this three: conditional formatting, format as table, and cell styles. Any doubts up to this? Anybody? Okay. So now, okay. So now, I hope nobody is having any doubts, like I didn't get any things. Okay. So now, we'll just try to move on to the next one, that is insert, delete, and format. Insert, delete, and format. Okay. Okay. So now here, as you can see, the first option over here is insert. The first option over here is insert. See, once I click on that insert, sorry, I'll click on this insert. We have the option for inserting cells, inserting sheet rows, inserting sheet columns, insert a particular sheet. All these available options. See, some of them already I have already shown you. Again, I'm going to repeat it. Okay, and see, insert cells towards right, towards left. So whichever place you want to. Okay, I will just click on some cell over here. Just go to insert option and go to insert cells, and it will ask you for different things. Shift cells towards right, shift cells towards down, entire row, entire column. Here I am trying to shift only cells, right? I'm trying to add some cells towards down or towards right. So here I'll just select cells towards right and click on OK. So your particular cell which you had selected will just be shifted onto the right side. Okay, if at all, just select it again. Okay, this particular cell again, go to insert cells and select shift cells down or shift cells down right. Again, it goes the next one. Like this, you can keep on shifting the cells. Okay, so cells down means, as you can see, I'll just click on OK. So it moved one step downwards. Okay, it was here and it moved towards downwards. Okay, you can just do it towards right or towards right. Okay, I mean downwards. Now, if at all you want to insert a sheet rows, see, I'll just click on this. I'll just undo all these options which I did. Okay, I just want to insert a row in between hockey and cricket. Okay, so what do? I'll just click on this cricket, or I'll just click on this complete row, right? Complete row have to be shown to me. So that, I mean the shifted. So what do? I'll just select the column over here, select the column over here, go to insert, select this insert sheet rows. Again, it will show you directly what? It is going to insert the row in between hockey and cricket. If at all you want a column, okay, just select this column. See, I want the column after this. So just, or before this, we'll just check it out here. Go to insert sheet columns. There is a column inserted. before this. If at all you want it before this, just select this, okay, column here, an empty column, just go to insert sheet columns, okay. So like that, it is going to, wherever you want, just below, sorry, before that column it will be included, or before that row it will be included. So be careful when you are like inserting the rows or columns, okay. So now see, I just have an extra row inserted, right, which is not necessary for me. What can I do? So I can just go to delete that. You have the option here for deleting a particular row, right? Delete sheet rows. Just select that. As you can see, the particular row have been removed. Okay, see here, removing is nothing but you're not going to delete the row, you're just shifting the rows up and down. See, as you can see, the numbers of the Excel rows here, it is not changing, right? So here, if I say the column, the row have been selected already, right? So I'll just try to insert one more row here. The row have been shifted, that's all, right? So it has the number 6 have been made empty, but it is not added. I just don't have any 6.1, 6.2 as rows here. The rows will be shifted downwards or it will be shifted upwards according to which one you choose. Now again, if I choose delete sheet columns, sorry, delete sheet rows, it will go up. That means it comes back. The downwards row will come back to the 6th row itself. Okay, you're just shifting it. You're not going to delete anything in a permanent way. Okay, so I hope you have understood up to insert, delete, right? So here, inserting cell, insert sheet rows, insert sheet column, insert sheet itself. See, insert sheet itself means I am currently in the cell style, correct? This particular style, cell style sheet. If at all I click on this insert sheet option, you can see there is a sheet 2 before this cell styles, right? Here, once I click on insert sheet, from the current sheet before to that, okay, before to that current sheet, the particular new sheet will be added. Okay, so if at all I'm in my sheet 2, right? If at all I don't want that, just go to delete, select delete sheet option. Okay, and if at all I just don't want this particular cell, then what do I do? Just go to delete cells, and it will ask you shift cells up or shift cells left. According to you, you can just choose. I'll just click on OK. So it has moved upwards. The particular cell got deleted. Like that, you can use this insert and delete options. Okay. So now after that, we have format option. See, as you can see, we have so many options. Among that, this renaming of sheet, move or copy sheet, tab color, protecting the sheet, formatting the cells, all these things we have already seen. We are just going to consider these 5 to 6 options over here. Okay, so now see, go to format option. First one is row height. Okay, so now I'll just consider this particular hockey row. Go to format and go to row height. See, this option will help you to increase or decrease the row height. See, by default, you have 21 here. If at all you want to make it bigger, okay, I'll just make it as 30. Click on OK. As you can see, the size, the height of the row have been increased. If at all, I just want to get it back the original size, or I just want to decrease the size of the row, just go to row size again, make it as before it was 21, right? Just give the 21 again, or you can even give smaller ones. Okay, just click on OK. It will bring back the size. Okay, so similarly, just go to format option again. You have the second one as auto fit row height. See, as I told, by selecting this, and I just formatted it by setting the row height, right? So I'll just give it as 50. Okay, it will be somewhere like this. So I don't want the row height to be this much. What do? I just want to bring it back to the automatically, this automatic size, the default size. What do? Manually you can do using that row height option. Now just go to format again, select auto fit row height. Just click on it. It will bring back that to the original size. Okay, like this you can set automatically or manually the row height. Similar to that, okay, if at all you want to set the column height, sorry, column width, just go select the column, go to format option, select column width here. it will ask you to enter some value. I'll just make it as 10 point something or 10 or 20, anything. Okay, I'll just give it as 15 here. Click on OK. As you can see, the width of the column has been increased, right? So now I just want to get back the thing. Either you can just go to format, select column width again, and manually you can enter the data, or you can just select column, okay, autofit column width. It will set the automatic column width. Okay. So like this, we can change the height and width of the row and column respectively. Okay. So other options in format, see default width. See default width, as you can see, it is 8.43 of the columns. You can directly do this. Okay, directly you can select this for any of the columns if at all, if the width of the column has been changed. Okay, so this is about your format. See these options, hide and unhide. See this hide and unhide option, I think I have done only one of them, like sheets, how to hide the sheets. But here they're asking you to hide the rows, columns, sheet, unhide the rows and columns. See here, I just selected this players column. I just don't want to display it to others. What do? I can hide the complete column by selecting the format option, go to hide option, and the complete column can be hidden using this option called as hide column. See, as you can see, it is present. After F, what do you have? G, right? E, F, G. So this G column is hidden. It is not visible to others. So how do you again get it back? Just go to format option, select this hide and unhide, go to unhide columns. It will show you back. See, if at all you have 2 or more options, it will give you options which column you want to unhide. Like that, you can have the options. Similar to this, you can hide the rows and later unhide the particular rows. Okay. See, renaming the sheet is nothing but, again, if I click on this, it will just edit the particular sheet name so that you can give a different name to that sheet. Okay. So once it is done, you can just click on the cursor anywhere in the cell. Just go to format again. See, move or copy sheet. So yeah, you can have a multiple copy of the same sheets or move the sheets from one position to other positions, and the tab color of the sheets can be changed. See, these things and all I have already shown you, right? So if at all you require anything, please let me know at the end of the session. Okay. And protecting the sheets, lock cell. This format cell option is nothing but the dialog box launcher, which I have already shown you. Even if you select this also, you get the same thing. Format cells with number, alignment, font, border, fill, protection. These options, even if you click this dialog box launcher, you get the same thing. Okay. So the same options available in different locations. Okay. So this is about your insert, delete and format. Okay. Anybody is having any doubts? Just a minute. Somebody is having okay, Shamita, if we insert an extra row or a column, will the total number of rows and columns? No, as I told, we are not inserting an extra row or extra column. We are just shifting the rows and shifting the columns. Okay, we are not going to add any rows and or delete any rows. We are going to just shift the columns and shift the rows. The row numbers and the column numbers will remain same. Okay, Shamita, is it clear now? Okay, it is just about the shifting. We are not going to delete or add anything. Okay. So we have like one more option, one more group that has to be discussed here. That is editing, right? That is editing, in which we have auto sum, fill, clear, sort and filter, and find and select. Okay, we'll just go a bit faster now. So now we have auto sum option over here. See now, auto sum option is nothing but to calculate for some directly to get some answers, right? Okay, if at all I have some numbers, okay, like 34, 50, 44, 55, 66. I have given some numbers here. If at all I want to get this total of this, okay, just click on auto sum option. So by default, it is going to show you the formula. Okay, so it is going to it is trying to add all the numbers from the column. You're not going to do anything. Just click on this auto sum option. It is going to select the column and it is asking you for whether only these data I need to add. Okay, just select enter. It is going to show you the sum of all the numbers here. Okay, similarly, if you have some numbers, okay, like okay, I have the same set of numbers here. And if at all I want to know the average of this, just go to auto sum. See, if I click on auto sum, it is just going with, it is showing you sum, that's all, right? I want average, I want minimum, I want maximum. So what do? Just click on the arrow mark present here, go and select average. See, it is again going to confirm with you whether this set of range of cells only I need to consider. Just say enter. It is going to give you the average number as 53. Similarly, say same set of values I'm going to have. Copy and paste it. So for here, okay, so I need the minimum number among these set of numbers. I'll just go to that, select min option. It is going to, okay, just up to for this, I'm going to have the min number calculated. The minimum number in the list is 33. Okay, similarly, I'm just going to have, okay, sorry, I'll just select this. Okay, paste it. I want the maximum numbers. So just select this, go to auto sum. You can just select max here. So it is going to show you the maximum number from the list. Similarly, count of numbers. Okay, just select this numbers. Okay, or you can just place the cursor over here. Okay, see the magic. Just you don't have to click anything. Just go here and give the, highlight the cell there. Okay, go to auto sum option there and select count numbers. See, automatically it is going to consider the count in the for that particular column itself. If you place the cursor here, it will consider for that column like that. Okay, just say enter. It is going to give you the total number of cells. The count of numbers. Okay, and for if, see here we have a condition. Okay, so now I'll just go to this. I'll just place a cursor over here. I'll go to auto sum option. See, this if option is not available here. Okay, so I'll go to more functions. I'll select if from the list of functions. Okay, and click on OK. Okay, here it will ask me for different things. So what is that? The first one is the logical test. See, if condition means, first of all, we need to give some condition. Based on that condition, if the condition is true, you're going to give a value here in this box, which will be displayed on the cell if the condition is true. The data which you enter in this cell will be displayed if the condition what you give in this cell is false. See, suppose I'll give something like if, okay. Okay, 45, sorry. You can just, if we can do it in a different ways. Okay, just I'll close this and I think that I have a number here, 34. Okay, just select that, come back. So that is my cell value. I'll check whether that cell value contains greater than 80. I'll just check whether this data which is present in this I5 cell is greater than 80. If the condition is true, I'll give a message as pass. If the condition is false, I'll give the condition as fail. Okay, so click on OK. See, the cursor I have placed here has the condition as if IF, you can observe in the formula bar, if IF greater than 80, pass. If it is true, the condition is true, the result will be pass. And if the condition is false, it is going to give you as fail as the result. Okay. Okay, I changed the formula there. Okay, so like this, go to auto sum, go to if more functions, there you can select if, click on OK. If at all you want to give any values directly, okay, if at all I consider 45 greater than 90, okay, you can just give it as, I'll just give it as hello. Otherwise, just say out. Okay, if the value is greater than, sorry, if the 45 is greater than 90, or you can just select any data. Here I didn't give any logical condition as a proper condition. Just click on OK. Okay, I had given any other number, right? So what you can do is just unselect all those things, take a different cursor. Okay, go to more functions. If, click on OK, give a condition here, 45 greater than 78 or something like that, some condition. I'll just give it as H, and here some information. So here it is GG because the condition was false, because 45 was not greater than 78. So you can just give a proper condition here and check for different conditions, okay, and get the results back. Okay, so similarly you have it for hyperlinks. See, go to AutoSum here, more functions, and select hyperlink. See, you have so many other options available. I'm trying to show you different, some of them here. Okay, don't worry much about it. Again, we have the sessions for different formulas. Okay, now I'm just showing you basic ones. Okay, hyperlink, I'll just click on OK. Here it will ask you for the link location. See, here you can provide some path of the file, or a path of a web page. See, I just want to have a link for facebook.com. This particular link will take me to the internet, okay, web browser, and it will show me the login page of the Facebook. Okay, so I have just given that link over here, so that a particular link with a name I'm going to have. See, this facebook.com, I just have it as a 2-word length, right? But you will have the address with a many data, right? So that is when you can just give a friendly name. Okay, I'll just give it as FB. We just use short form for that, right? So FB I have given, and click on OK. As you can see in the cell cursor, it has created a hyperlink. Hyperlink means once I click on this, see, once I move towards it and show the cursor, place the cursor over there, you can see a finger popping out, right? So if I click on this, it will take me to the browser. Okay, see, while sharing the screen, I cannot just show you that Google Chrome now. So please make sure that you create a hyperlink, and you can just click on this. Definitely it will take you to that link in the web page. Okay, try to do this hyperlink as an assignment for you. Okay, okay, so this is about your AutoSum option. Okay, so now see, apart from this, you just have today and now as the 2 functions available. See, directly I can show you. So rand between function I had explained you, right? Similarly, we have something called as today and now. See, I'll just give, as I told, whenever you are entering some formula, you have to start with equal to symbol, right? So equal to, if I give today and click on, since it is a formula, just function, just give the parenthesis and press enter. Today's date it is going to give you by default, that is current date it is going to show you. If I give you is equal to now and give the parenthesis and say enter, it is going to show you the complete date and the time. So today's date is 10th February month and 2021, and you're going to have the time as 15:33. So 3:33 option. Understood? So this is for today. As you can see the formula over here, this is today and this is now. Okay. See, as and when I'm writing here like this, I have put the important points over here. Try to take a snapshot of this or try to write down something so that you will remember. Okay. So up to this, I hope everybody has understood. We'll just go to fill and sort and filter and finish off the sessions for today. Okay. So we'll try to see the fill series option today. Okay. This option, fill series, I have already shown you some of them. Okay, we'll just consolidate everything in this sheet now. Okay, so what is this fill series? See, I have a text here as MON. If at all, I just want to have those it's like this text for entire table or entire column. So how do I do it? Just I don't want to type it again. What do? I can just click on this, place the plus mark over. When you get the plus mark over there, okay, just drag and drop up to which row you want. As you can see, by default, it is filled with the number of weekdays, right? So this is one type wherein you are filling the cells with formatting. That means I have the format for the first cell, right? That means I have a blue color here. The same thing has been applied to the all the cells. But I just want to copy the cell data into all the cells. I don't want the blue color or any formatting options. So how to do that? See, just again place the cursor over here and just go to the edge of the cell. Okay, drag and drop up to this. Okay, so there is an option over here, right? There is an option over here. Just click on that arrow mark over there. I hope everybody can see. Just click on this one. It will ask you for multiple options. First one, fill series. So that is what it has done. Fill formatting only. Fill formatting only. Fill without formatting. See, this option will, if I click on, one second. No formatting has been filled, right? No formatting has been filled. That is fill without formatting. If I choose fill formatting only, see, it has changed to only formatting, right? It has not copied the data. Once I click on this and again select this option and click on this. Okay, I've just selected it, right? So now go to this one, select the option and say fill formatting only. It is going to give you this option. Fill series means it is going to fill out with the working days. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. This is a series, right? If you give numbers, I will show for that also. If you give numbers, the series of numbers you're going to get. Okay, so without formatting, with formatting. Okay, and also you have fill days. You have fill days option. How it does? See, just click on that. This is nothing but the series again. You're going to get it as. Okay, so now since these are text, right, it is going to give you that fill days only. Okay, if I just again select it, go and sorry, I didn't drag it, right? So just drag it up to this one and select the option over here. Okay, and say fill weekdays. Fill weekdays. Just click on that. See, it is going to show you only the weekdays, removing all the weekends. See, you in this you have even the Saturdays and Sundays included, right? But as you can see here, there is no Sunday and Saturday included because they come under weekends. Only weekdays means we have from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Only those things are repeated here. So this is how the fill series option works. See, either you can just go and select it over here or go to fill option and you have the different series option and all those options available. Okay, we are going to consider all those things. See, now think that I have a numbers here. I have the numbers over here. I'll just take it over here to now I'll just select the row into which I want to fill the series. Select the row, go to fill. Okay, so I'll just give it as right. So what happens? So all that particular columns, so I'm so sorry, I just selected all the columns, right? So all the columns gets filled with the same number. Apart from that, you can even select the columns, go to fill again and say downwards. So downwards, all the rows will get filled with the same values. Okay. Similarly, you have fill with right, down, up and left. So what is up? I'll just select it from over here. So just go to fill and say up. So all the upper side cells will get filled with the same set of numbers. Okay. So like this, you can apply that fill series options. Okay. I'm just going to delete this. So now you have series option over here in which we have rows and columns and linear, growth, date and autofill. See, this autofill is nothing but automatically everything gets filled with a series. Okay, so now linear, you have an option called as step value, that is by 1. See, I just have 2 over here and I'll just remove this and select the column over here and go to fill series and select linear over here and change the step value by 2. That means after 2, I want the number 4. And you can also give the stop value here as 10 or 20, whichever number you choose. So now I'll click on OK. As you can see, I have got that series with 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Step value, what it has done, it has skipped two numbers, that particular number over here, right? 3 is skipped, so it is going to step into the next number. After 4, it is going to skip one number and go to the next number. Like that, it is the step value means how many values you have to skip. That is going to be told from step value option. Okay, how did I do that? Just select the, give a number. Okay, give a number over here. Sorry. Give a number over here. I'll give it as 1. Okay, select the column, go to fill, select series option. Either you can make it for rows and columns, both are fine. I'll just linear, I'll just give it as linear option, give it as on 1 and step values, just give it as 7 and click on OK. So all the cells will get filled with that particular series which you have mentioned according to your wish. Okay, similarly you have it for date. You have it for date, okay, in which I'll just give it for okay. So I have just given for, double click on that, you will get the data. So just select the series here, okay. Go to fill, series here. So now it will show you directly it as date. You fill out with only days or months, whatever the options you want to. Just give the step values 2 or 1, anything. Just click on OK. See, after 21, within the same month, you have got 20. After 21, it has skipped 22. It has jumped to 23, 25, 27, 1, 3, and 5. Like this, you can even skip different ways. Okay, so like this, you can get different series. Okay, so now here, once I just have a plus mark over here. Okay, so we have an option called as flash fill. So what does this flash fill do? We have a separate set of things we can do here. See, flash fill, it is going to generate different code among itself. See, Excel is going to generate it for us. See, I have a particular code here, product code as 1000-165-B100. As you can observe, the next set of cells have the series in there. 1000 has changed to 1001, then 1002, 1003, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, I want those patterns from entire product code. I just want to extract only this 4 digits from that particular product code. So what do I do? Just go here, select and type the number here as 1000. So I'm considering first 4 digits, right? So just drag and drop up to this. If you don't get this, what you can do is just select this again. Okay, so type 1000. If at all the Excel is not providing you that, just go to this 1000. Next one, type it as 1001. Okay, see, automatically it is filling with the numbers up to which 7. Okay, I'll show you how I did again. Say just type 1000 over here and just select and drag and drop. If you don't get it, just go to this. See, it is copy cells, right? You can just select fill series, or you can have a series. What you have here, you can just give that. Okay, just give it up to 2 cells you can type. After that, it is going to show you automatically. Okay, so just go and drop and drag and drop. It is going to extract first 4 digits. Similarly, last 3 digits I just want it here. Just type 100. Okay, so now I'll just drag and drop. If you don't get it, what you will do? Okay, so just type. See, if at all I want last 4 again. So what do I do? B100. Okay, so now just drag and drop up to this. If you don't get, it is in a series, right? So what you can do, just give up to 2 cells, B100. After that, you can just go and give C101 you have, right? Just C what is the thing happened here? So you can just even do this or just drag and drop over here, or 1 second. Automatically it is going to, that means whatever the pattern you are having, okay, the same thing will be repeated. Even if you don't give, same thing will be repeated after you. See, automatically it is showing me all the options. Now similar to that, we have middle 3 digits. So what are the middle 3 digits I have? 1, 6, 5. So next one also I'll give it here, 5, 4, 0, and just click on this. Okay, select and drag and drop over here. See, as you can see, I'm sorry, sometimes it will take automatically. So don't worry, 165, type again 540. Okay, so okay, just click on this. I had selected the format series, right? So that is why it is taking by default. See, if you just remove this again, just drag and drop and go to the option. Okay, so flash fill option. So flash fill option, what it did? 290, 231, 354, whatever the middle 3 digits are available. Okay, even here, if you don't want that, see, just give B100. Okay, after that, what do you do? Just, I'm so sorry, just select this and drag and drop. If you don't get the exact thing, see, I don't have B here always, right? So just select the flash fill option over there, automatically it is going to change. So that is simple, right? So similarly, that is about numbers. If you have any alphabets, so what you can do is just, if I give M there and just drag and drop, it is going to give you the copied cells, right? So just click on that, select flash fill. It is going to give you the first character of first alphabet from this text. Okay. Similarly, first 3 digits and last 2 digits. So how do I give it? So if I give first 3 digits, MON, okay, and just drag and drop over here, automatically you're going to get only 3 alphabets. Okay, like that. Last 2, if you want, AY is the last one, right? So now just drag and drop over here. Everybody has, sorry, all the cell has AY as the common thing. So you can just remove this, or you can just change this option to different things. Okay, so I'll just give it as day. Okay, so everybody has day, that will be changed, or N day. Okay, if I change it to N day, okay, and drag and drop. So last 4 alphabets will be selected here. Okay, so go to flash cells, flash fill. Automatically the 4 digits, or the, see, from start here I have selected from N, right? So it is going to select from, see here, DNEST. So here the first 3 it has selected. Okay, leaving out 3, the other remaining sentence have been, sorry, remaining text have been selected. Okay, any doubts in this up to this? Flash fill, if at all you have, please try this, all these options. Okay, if you have any doubts, let me know. So now we have justify. I just have to complete that, justify. Okay, so now I'll just type something over here. Please see the cell width is, the column width is very less. So I'll just go on typing this, Shruti, NICT, okay, Excel. So I have these many words in a particular cell, right? So now I just want it to be split according to my this space. What do I do? I'll just place the cursor in the first cell. I'll go to fill and give justify. It will ask you for text will extend below selected range. Click on OK. So automatically it is going to be in the next cell. So again, just if you want to justify these 2 words, or you can split them. So just select the particular cell, go to fill option, say justify. Okay, so I think I didn't select the particular this one. Okay, the cell width is fine, right? So it is not showing you. If at all you want, again give a bigger one. something like this. Now select this particular cell, go to fill, say justify. It will ask you for the confirmation. Click on OK. It will be shifted to the next cell. Okay, like this we can use the option called as justify. Okay, so now these are the options available within our fill, flash fill, fill series, and all other things. See, if any advanced concepts in that fill will be taught you in Excel, advanced Excel concepts. Okay, so we have the clear option, in which clear all means it is going to clear all the data in the cell, and the formatting options and the formulas, hyperlinks, the contents, everything will be deleted. If I say clear formats, see, if I just give, okay, I'll just change the, I have done some formatting, right? So I'll click on the cell, go to clear. If I say clear formats, the content will be there. Only the formatting which I applied will be removed. Okay. So now, if I say clear content, okay, I'll just sorry, I'll just click on the cursor, I mean cell here, go to clear option. If I say clear contents, okay, the contents will be removed. If I say clear comments, see, we have the option for comments also, only the comments will be cleared. Like that, individual comments or hyperlinks, everything can be cleared with this option as clear. Okay, so which is an editing group. Okay, so here auto sum, fill, and clear we have done. Any doubts up to this? See, only this sort and filter, and only the find and next I will do. Sort and filter, I'll be doing it in the next class. Okay, so find and select. See, just click on that. If I say find, it will ask me which to find what. So I'll just say MON. I'm here selecting MON, so that in my complete sheet, wherever there is a text called as MON, it will be selected. So if I click on find next, that particular cell will be highlighted. As you can see, the highlighted cell here is Monday, because the pattern is available, right? So if I click on find next again, it comes to Monday, next particular table. If I click on find next, see, it shifted the cursor to this particular cell. Like this, if I say find all, okay, here as you can see, there is a list in which cell it is there, in which cell it is there, in which sheet it is present. All those information will be given here. As you can see, the complete information will be given here. Understood? Okay, so this is find and find next. Okay, so now if you want for more options, see, I have, this will be performed in the particular sheet. That's all, right? See, I have an option over here. Okay, and search, sorry, within sheet. Search within sheet. If you change that to workbook, it will be making a find option in entire workbook. See, I have so many sheets over here. It is going to check in all the sheets for particular text which I have given here. Okay. Similarly, if I just select find and say replace, wherever I have MON as the text, see, you have got the dialog box over here, and wherever there is a text called as MONDAY, okay, there it will be replaced with, it is going to ask you here itself. Okay, so what is the replaced with? I'll just make it as yum. I just want to replace it with yum, and within workbook or within worksheet. So I just want to see the changes in the sheet. I'll click on the sheet and say find next. So where did it change? See, as you can see, only here. I'm so sorry. Where was the change? I'll click on find next again. Find what? Monday. Okay, I'll just okay, I just have to replace. I'm just finding it, right? So I have to replace it with yum. So I'll click on okay. See, find the next will point to the cell. There, only there you can just replace it with yum, or you can just say replace all. So it will replace wherever there is this pattern. Okay, you can just replace all those text. So if I just click on replace all, okay, we have, it says we made 2 replacements. Okay, so where it is yum and yum. Okay, so up to this, It is find and replace. Okay. So anybody is having any doubts up to this? Anybody is having any doubts? See, please attend the session till the end because the attendance will only be taken in the end. Okay. If you leave the session in between, you will not be getting the attendance. Okay. So I hope everybody has understood the concept. Okay. Any doubts you have, you can pin me. Okay, then we'll meet in the next session. Okay. Thank you.